There's a lawsuit making waves in the computer industry that could potentially create ripples in all of our lives.
A small Utah-based software company is tangling with computer giant IBM, raising the ire of many software users, and the outcome could affect business around the world. News specialist Jed Boal has the story.
Linden-based software company SCO, or SCO, is a lightning rod of controversy in the computer world today.
It has become probably the biggest issue in the computer industry in decades.
SCO away! SCO away!
This summer, free software advocates picketed SCO. They're fired up over a fundamental fracture in cyberspace: free software versus intellectual property.
Hey, ho, ho! SCO has got to go!
In one corner, IBM and free software users. In the other, SCO, which owns the code they argue is running the business world. SCO sued IBM in March for $3 billion, claiming IBM broke a contract and misused trade secrets.
The stakes are extremely high. I mean, the balance of the software industry is hanging on this.
SCO claims ownership of Unix, an operating system used to run small to huge businesses. SCO says its client, IBM, has placed Unix code into the Linux operating system. Linux is free, easy to modify and distribute, and is taking off worldwide. SCO says it cannot compete against a free product that relies on its own trade secrets. The attacks on SCO escalated to internet trash talk, hate mail, even death threats.
I mean, this thing would not be as big of a deal as it is if we didn't have a case. So instead of waiting for a judgment where they feel they might lose, they're trying to shut us down in the short term with all of these cyber attacks or personal attacks.
So who opposes SCO? Well, thousands of Linux users here in Utah and countless more around the world. We talked to some students here in Provo who were part of that protest. Linux users and peaceful protesters like Jason Holt want the code available without permission. He adds to it, others add to it.
I can access the code, I can access the tools, I can access the people, and we're all working together to build something as a community.
Linux users argue they've not seen proof of copied code or evidence that the IBM product is a derivative of Unix.
I think it's completely bogus. They haven't shown anything.
SCO says it can prove it was lifted and will.
If SCO loses this case, software becomes free, there's going to be a downward spiral.
More battles ahead before the case makes it to federal court in Salt Lake in 2005. In Linden, Jed Boal, Eyewitness News.